So I found this sample on Splice the other day. And it reminded me exactly of the Barbie's Beauty Boutique soundtrack. Like, I already knew in my head exactly what I would do with it, so I did it. I made basically an 8-bar loop already, so I'm just gonna break down what I already have, and then I'm gonna add a little bit onto it. So I started with the sample, and I literally just dropped it in as is. I usually like to chop up my samples, or at least transpose them. I'm not usually this lazy when I sample, but for what I wanted to make, I thought this one was already perfect, so I just looped it twice. Then I added some drums, and I just laid down a simple 4-on-the-floor house beat because you hear that in most, if not all, of the songs from this soundtrack. So I added a kick, a clap instead of a snare, and a hat that I panned a little bit to the left, and then another hat down here that I panned a little bit off to the right, and this one's just like for accents. And this is what it sounds like. Then I added a percussion loop that I got from Splice, actually from the same pack that I got the sample from, and this is how it sounds with the drums. After I had the drums down, I went ahead and added some bass, and something I noticed in a lot of the songs from this soundtrack is that they use bass guitars more often than synth basses. So I grabbed a bass guitar from the Logic stock instruments because a lot of these are great and I use them very often. So I used the dance floor bass and I played around with the sound a little bit down here. In terms of the melody, I wanted to keep it simple. As you can see, it's literally just the same 4 notes being looped. And that's because all of the songs in this soundtrack are very groovy. If you've heard it, you know. And I think the bass is doing most of that work, but it's not too complicated. It's really just like adding depth and filling space. So this is how it sounds. After that, I wanted to start adding some accents to spice it up a little bit. And the first thing that came to mind was strings, specifically spiccato strings. So I got these spiccato strings from Expand 2, and this is literally all it is. And you know, every time I hear strings like this in songs, it just sounds so like regal to me almost for some reason. And I love it. And I thought for this song, it would work perfectly. The last thing I did was add a glitter sound effect because I thought this song absolutely needed something like that. And initially I was thinking something that sounded more like a wind chime, like a twinkling sound. But then I found this sample. And I thought it was really cute. So I threw it in and I transposed it up 1 semitone and I panned it a little bit off to the left. And this is how it sounds. And that's all I did. And I want to extend it a little bit, so that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to bring the drums over, and I think I want to do without the extra percussion and also without the clap. So this is how it sounds all stripped down. And I'm hearing piano, some chords. A lot of these songs, not all of them, but a lot of them have some chords in the back, kind of like filling up space again. So I'm going to add either a piano or an organ. I think I want to emphasize the second note of each of these chords. So I'm going to up the velocity to 90. I also want to add a little bit of swing to these chords, so it kind of keeps in time with like the house groove of the drums. So I think I'm going to set the swing to 55. This is just the Logic Pro Classic Electric Piano right now, but I think I'm going to bring the bass over before I look for a better piano, just so I can hear how everything sounds together. I really like the way these keys sound, so I think I'm going to leave them for now. I think I might actually change up the bass a little bit so that it sounds more harmonious with the keys. I like that. I like that. Okay. So that's what we're working with. And I'm going to loop that once more, but I think I'm going to bring the original drums back in so that it picks up a little bit. And I'm going to bring the strings back into it. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the extra percussion here. If you think of this as like a pop song, because I have a habit of structuring everything like a pop song. So you could think of like from here to here as like 4 verses. And now I'm going to go into what could serve as a pre-chorus. And what I want to do is switch it up a little bit. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to bring back the bass melody that we started with. So it's going to sound like this. I'm also going to get rid of these drums, and I'm going to drop in these simplified drums from over here, first without the clap, and then with the clap. Now what I'm going to do, this part is very fun, I'm going to automate a low pass filter on this pre-chorus section because it's either 1 or 2 songs in the Barbie Beauty Boutique soundtrack that throw in a low pass filter at some point. So I'm going to do that here. And then from there, I'm going to take it back into this, what we could consider the chorus. I'm going to cut off a little bit of the drums right before the chorus comes in so that the transition feels a little bit more hard-hitting. And I think I might also change this last chord over here. Okay, there are 2 more things I want to add. First, I want to add, I think, a bass slide at the end of this intro section. I panned it the slightest bit to the right, no particular reason, I just love panning. And I'm also going to cut out whatever bleeds into the next section so that it's a bit cleaner. Oh my god, I love that. And the last thing I wanted to add was a crash, like a cymbal at the beginning of this chorus section, again, to make it a little more hard-hitting. And that's it. I'm going to let you listen to it, and I'm going to upload the full version and put the link in the description. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you play dress up to it, and I hope you do your makeup to it because that's what God intended.